I've got a bone to pick with you tonight, God. I hope you don't mind my informality here, but it has been a long week and a long month and a long year. And after all that we've been through lately, I think that maybe we're past those formalities. I think that maybe we're ready to put the niceties aside and really address what's been going on. No fancy language, no frilly metaphors, just you and me in direct conversation. Like I said, God, I've got a bone to pick with you. You see, when I picked up my trusty copy of the Torah this week, this Chumash that I have used for decades now to find insight and comfort, you greeted me with Parshat Mishpatim. It's a list of laws, a list of rules meant to bind the Israelite people and their descendants together in shared values and unified practice. Usually, God, I delight in your Torah. I love the puzzle of searching for modern relevance in the ancient words. But this week I couldn't find it. It's like I said, I've got a bone to pick with you, God. You have such high expectations of us. You have given us such important rules. You want us to be moral, and you want us to be kind, and you want us to be fair. Ve'ela hamishpatim. These are the laws, you said, and we promise to do them, na'aseh. We promise to hear them, v'nishma. You made us promise not to burn things down, not to hurt each other, to take care of our most vulnerable. But what about you, God? Have you played by your own rules? Because I've got to say, God, that the rules all feel so broken. God, you gave us instructions. You said that ki tetzei eish, when a fire is started, when it spreads to the thorns, when growing grain is raised bare, that recompense is required. Well, look around, God. A fire is raging, and the flames are spreading, and it is raising us bare. It has been nearly 1 year since we retreated from public life. It has been nearly 1 year since we went to the movies without worrying. Nearly 1 year since restaurants functioned at full capacity. Nearly 1 year since we took our children going to school each day for granted. It has been nearly 1 year since we have prayed together in this holy space. Our businesses are struggling, God. Our loved ones have been furloughed and downsized and taken pay cuts and been laid off. And driving through town, we see more empty storefronts every day. And everyone is trying to change, to adapt, but this disease has raged so quickly that there hasn't been time to douse the flames. Where is the recompense, God, for the ones who have suffered this destruction? Where is the restoration for those who are choking on this debris? Who is taking responsibility for this smoke and these ashes? We are looking to you, God, for respite. And in the meantime, far-reaching flames of this pandemic just keep raging. I don't mean any disrespect, God, but I have to say that there are days where I expect more from you. Torah teaches, Kol almana veyatom lo te'anun. You shall not ill-treat any widow or orphan. How can you stand by when almost 1 million women, 1 million women have left the workforce? Among them, a disproportionate number of single mothers, and among them, a disproportionate number who are women of color. God, how can you teach us not to ill-treat our most vulnerable, and then look the other way while kids are attending school from the parking lot of a fast food restaurant because they don't have reliable Wi-Fi at home? The impact of this year has been tremendously difficult for everyone, but especially so for the orphan and the widow. Especially so for the single mother and the low-income family. Especially so for those whose resources were already stretched so thin. For far too many, those ends that were once stretched can no longer meet. God, I am picking this bone with you, and this is the most difficult part yet. You were so very clear in this week's Parsha. You said that Mika'ish vamet mot yamut, one who kills someone should be put to death. Well, people are dying, God. The daily average may be on the way down, but the total numbers are still going up. People are still dying from this virus every day. This virus is a murderer. People are dying, and they are dying alone. People are dying, and not just from the virus, but from lack of access to care and for fear of going to the hospital. People are dying from their sadness and from their loneliness. Hundreds of thousands of deaths in the U.S. alone. And as we are learning, this virus has a long memory. This virus is a trauma that will take generations to heal. People are dying, God. How can you stand idly by? God, you made a rule for us in this Parsha that after 6 long days of work, we ought to rest and be refreshed. Don't you think that by now we have earned that relief? You have asked us to be your hands, and we have tried. We are wearing our masks, and we are lining up for vaccines, and we are getting our groceries delivered and foregoing the rituals and the comforts and the routines of our daily lives. We have learned to have quiet celebrations. We have learned to bless our babies alone, to wed without guests, to mourn without a comforting arm around us or a hand to hold. For nearly 1 year now, we have carried the weight of this burden, and our arms are getting so tired. Our hands, which are your hands, are getting so tired. God, we are ready for you to spread over us your shelter of peace. We are ready for you to bear us on eagle's wings. We are ready for you to part this sea. We are ready for you to take this raging fire and make it into a pillar that can light this long, dark night. Please, God, make us a miracle. Bring us out of this narrow place. It's like I said, God, it feels like you aren't following the rules. And I am picking this bone with you, God, and I need to know that you are paying attention. I am doing my part. I'm still looking for you among the helpers. And I am still thanking you for joyful moments. And I still see you in the face of those I love. And I still praise you for the beauty of the desert and the growth of my children and the health of my loved ones. But that doesn't mean I'm not angry. And I know that you can hold my anger, God, can't you? I know that you hold me while I offer this primal scream, because you are Adonai Tsuri, our rock. You are strong enough to catch the daggers that we throw at you. You are Avinu, our Father, and you gently lift this weight that is so heavy on our shoulders. You are Makor Chaim, the source of our life, and when our chests stop heaving and our sobs subside, you help to dry our tears. You are Dodenu, our beloved. You kneel down next to us and you take our hands and you lift us from this smoldering ash heap. Who is like you, God? You wait at the shores of the sea crying for your children who are drowning. You see, I have this bone to pick with you, God. You have given us all these rules, and we are trying, God. We are trying. And from your seat, deep in my heart, you answer. I have given you all of these rules, you say. And yet, Olam noheg kaminhago. The world goes according to its way. Let me treat your burns, you say. Let me gather these bones. Let me cradle this broken world, you say. For I am Adonai, your God, who led you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. And I will carry your anger, and I will carry your pain, and we will hold it together as we walk the long path from this narrow place to freedom once again.
For one person alone, and each day it just seems to increase. But when carried by many, oh how light it becomes, taking it piece by piece. The world we are building for our families to share is made up of our words and our deeds. For the sake of the children, we must build it with care, building it piece by piece, piece by piece, till we bring this world together. Piece by piece, till we find release. Piece by piece. Some people may tell you that it's useless to try. All your efforts are dust in the breeze. But little by little, we just might stem the tide, taking it piece by piece, taking it piece by piece, till we bring this world together. Piece by piece, till we find release. Piece by piece. There are millions of weapons in hundreds of lands, and each moment their numbers increase. But with love in our hearts and with tools in our hands, we'll dismantle them piece by piece, taking it piece by piece, till we bring this world together. Piece by piece, till we find release. Piece by piece, piece
Thank